No matter who or where you are, good morning, afternoon, or evening. We are the Cog Crankers. And welcome to the Steel Street Showdown.
Number 10.
That's right, Sam. Milestone episode number 10. We are now officially out of fingers on one human being's body, so we'll have to start introducing the second person's hand to the equation, but that is a problem for the next video.
And many hours of editing later.
That's right, yeah. For now, we're here, episode 10, and I'm honored to be, even just for a short time today, sharing the table with you. Last time we were here, the table looked quite a bit different. We've cleaned it up quite a bit.
Sure did. We had it all candled up and ready to go. LSS graciously gave us our first spoiler video, and so early into our YouTube career. We're so grateful. Thank you so much. And I think we poured our hearts and souls into it. We really liked the video. Matt did a sick job editing, and if you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out.
We try to follow the through line of the Usurp the Shadow Throne story with our spoiler video, with Chain defying Viscerai and those two clashing and ultimately ending in Chain's untimely demise. And that's going to lead us into our question of the week, Sam, believe it or not. What I want to ask you is, if you, like James White, could erase one character from the pantheon of Wraith, gone, never to return, sword in the back, dead on the floor, what hero would you remove forever, never coming back?
Ooh, didn't have to think long on that one. A little twist of a knife into a class that might be a little down right now, but it's Azalea. Man, whew. She was rough. You know, you play all the cards, there's barely any interaction because they're all non-attack actions. It's coming in for 18, on-hit, blood rot, inertia, burn your house down, steal your dog, everything. And unless you had Icelander Ice Instance, you didn't have much interaction on it. So, yeah, she can go. But you know what, on a positive note, I do like that James has sort of moved the class towards talents. And I'm really excited. I think we could see a light ranger in the next set. And the change of the tokens that we're seeing in the Mastery Pack Assassin could be really cool for ranger too. We might see a Dr. Mortimer style ranger class.
Yeah, that'd be cool, a disease-style ranger, and you and I have talked about it a bunch. I think light ranger would be really cool, loading arrows into soul and then shooting from like a soul quiver. I think is a really cool idea. But very funny you say Azalea, because I too will be saying Azalea. I am casting my vote for you. Goodbye, you're gone forever. Yeah, fired. You're never coming back, Azalea. You have read and ledgered me one too many times, and I'm not putting up with it again. We could ban the card. We're not doing that. We're banning you. Goodbye forever. But as you said, Sam, I think the class is going in a more interesting direction. And speaking of Rangers, we didn't plan this, by the way. We didn't want to talk about Rangers before this. But coincidentally, speaking of Rangers, we have another guest with us today on the channel. I am not joining you for the game, but instead a local content creator, Aurora, from the Flesh and Bad channel is joining us today.
She is maybe the best Marlynn in the world.
And if she's not, we will use it for clickbait.
Sure. But she's placed at multiple top tournaments. She's got tons of great deck techs. Go check their channel out. I hope you guys enjoy the game. I thought it was a really fun one. We have a great matchup for you today, so let's get down to it.
We'll see you there.
Hey guys, welcome back down to the gameplay table. We have a very special guest today, Aurora from the Flesh and Bad channel.
Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Aurora, and I'm from the YouTube channel Flesh and Bad, which I run with my partner Tegan. And we primarily do like a lot of like Marlynn gameplay, as well as just like other kind of variety heroes, kind of educational stuff, kind of like a little bit of hodgepodge. But yeah, I'm very excited to get to play one of probably my favorite Marlynn matchups today, which is the Marlynn Marionette matchup. Very, very fun matchup.
Yeah, I agree. This is a super close one. I think every time we've played, it's gone down to like 1 or 2 health, and it's super back and forth because Marionette can actually block Aurora, which is weird because you usually think of Marionette as like a big aggro deck, but all those reactions can be used to turn sideways and try to stop that overpower. But collectively, the Cog Crankers are like 1 in 10 into Aurora, so I was the only one to ever take a game off of her in like the last 2 years at as Verdance at a PQ. But since then, I don't think any of us have taken a game, but Marionette's the closest, so that's the one we brought today.
I think Tanner lovingly refers to me as his sleep paralysis demon, so
sure does.
So this is going to be a fun one. I have the utmost faith in you to take a game off of me.
Sweet, well, let's get down to it.
Sure, let's do it.
All right, so as is tradition, Aurora, we run the armor dice, so let's roll these up and see what we get. Whoa, that's a reroll.
All right.
Oh, not bad. So that's a 4, 5, 3.
All right, let's see if I can try to beat that. Oh,
There you go.
Okay.
All
got
right,
me.
so I got the choice. And because this one's so tempo-based, I'm going to try to go second and pray that you don't send 20 overpower on
That's a
turn
smart
1.
decision. I think that second is generally correct in this matchup. Okay, so that actually gives me an interesting choice in the headpiece. So typically a lot of marionettes will actually put me on second, so I normally get to run Honing Hood. But I think for this matchup, I think I'm going to actually run Crown of Dominion, which is a little bit better if you're kind of going first. Getting the starting gold is really important.
Makes sense. Just try to fix the hand and get a harpoon if you need it.
Yep, but other than that, for my equipment, pretty stock standard, nothing crazy, but I do have some marionette-specific tech in the form of the Boots of Ominous Ward.
Cool.
So these are really powerful in stopping the initial kind of flick and just very flexible in terms of preventing the mark, which is pretty cool.
They're hard to use, but I think they're really effective.
Oh yeah.
And for me, we have very standard stuff. We have the Mask of Deceit, we have Double Clave, Flick Knives, and then the only tech piece is Black Tech, which is pretty standard. It probably won't come up, but the fact that they block one can sometimes be the difference in blocking one of the Marlynn arrows. So we bring them just in case.
For sure. All right, let's go.
Well, let's split them up and get going.
All right, let's do it.
And I have my Yu-Gi-Oh! Extra deck worth of tokens on the side here, so I'll make sure, make
I
sure
also
we're
get
good
my
to go.
starting gold token, which you can actually purchase at our Ko-fi page on the Flesh and Bat channel.
You have a couple versions of that too, I think.
Yes, we have the kind of like golden copper border, and then we also have like a trans flag border because we did these for like a kind of charity fundraiser.
Sweet. And funny story about that, I donated and I won one of the raffles. Just contacted me. I had to go somewhere and apparently did the raffle draw while I was out. But you asked for my address and also I sent it. I was like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And showed up on my door a Marvel Verdance, which is funny because I already had one. And Tanner already had one. And Tanner's buddy had bought him one, not knowing he had one. So between us, we had 4 Marvel Verdants. And so during PQ season, the last one that Verdance was legal, Tanner had all of them stacked up so that when he played Heartbeat of Candlehold, he could go Marvel Verdance, Marvel Verdance, Marvel Verdance for all the pinks.
It's very funny. Well, I'm glad the Verdants has made their way to the right home. All right.
Sweet. Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, let's do it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start us off here. So I'll go ahead and grab my tunic counter to 1.
Sure.
We have a juicy opener here, and I think we're gonna kind of just start with one of Marlynn's kind of power cards here. Just a nice little clean 3 of a kind.
right off the rip.
It's not bad. So we'll go ahead and float 1 here and get to draw 3 cards. Very fair, very balanced.
But then you can only play cards from Arsenal, so you're basically stuck into Harpoon Arrow at this point, essentially.
Pretty much. So I'm gonna go ahead. I think I'll go ahead and load in a King Shark here.
Ooh, not
Now,
bad.
there are a lot of ways that you can actually kind of punish this, especially with like inertia trap and stuff. But the nice part is I'm not at least using my starting gold, so that can kind of bail me out on the future. But I think here I'm going to go ahead and just pitch to the Hammerhead Harpoon. So we're going to go ahead and float 2 cards in hand, and then I'll just rip a King Shark for 10 overpower at you, which I'll go ahead and grab here.
Ooh, all right, so 10 overpowers quite a bit. What's the on-hit for King Kraken here, or King Shark?
So King Shark Harpoon says basically whenever this hits a hero, they choose and reveal a card from their hand. If it's an attack action card, they discard it and you create a gold token. However, if I activate Hammerhead Harpoon down here, which is kind of the kind of main focus of the deck is to kind of just activate the cannon as much as possible. If I've activated a cannon this turn, I can instead look at their hand and choose the card. So I basically get kind of a almost Bonds of Agony kind of like effect.
Sweet. All right, so I don't have a lot of good block early for overpower. I do have an interesting line I could take. So I have a Reaper's Call in hand, which I'll be discarding on play here to mark you.
Makes sense.
And mark is just a keyword, basically. It doesn't do anything on its own, but other cards say that if you're marked or when you're marked sort of thing. But I just want that out of my hand because it is one of the targets that the Harpoon can grab. One thing I could think about here is if I give you the mask, because you're now marked, I could choose what to turn into. So I could choose to turn into Trapdoor. If I do that, I could go get the inertia trap that you were talking about, make you bottom the rest of the hand. But if I do that, I am running the risk of not getting a Calicera very quickly. So I have to kind of weigh my options here. And I really don't want you to take any of the attacks, so I might as well give them to you here.
Yep.
And then I think about any other blocks here. Because the whole game plan here is that I need to present some disruption and sort of take tempo.
Yep.
And I can't do that if I'm too far behind, so I actually may take that line because I don't have that bad a turn here. So I'm gonna try it. So we're not gonna cover it up in full.
Okay.
But this will be 5 block.
Yep.
Using the Mask of the Steed right off the rip, so this is an Arachne specialization. Any of the Arachnes can run it, interestingly, but mainly just Mario.
Yep.
When it defends, I become a random agent of Chaos, but if you're marked, which you are, I get to choose. So
Yep.
I'll go to my extra deck here, and we will pull out Arachne Trapdoor. Trapdoor says that when I become Trapdoor, there's a trigger. I'll choose yes. I get to search my deck for a card, banish it face down. If it's a trap, I can play this turn. And hint, hint, it's probably a trap.
Yeah.
So I'll declare blocks for 5, pass to reactions while I look for a card here.
Sounds good.
Hello, Tanner and Post, you're gonna hate me. There it is.
There we go.
All right. So I'll shuffle back up here, and then if you have no reactions, I have a trap here, which is Inertia Trap. And so this trap says that when you play it, if the attack is higher than the base, which it is because of the harpoon,
Looks like it.
we will give you an Inertia. An Inertia makes you bottom all of the cards at the end of your turn. And that's relevant because likely you drew an arrow,
Yeah.
and now it's going to the bottom.
Yeah,
So-
you're getting some pretty good bottoms here. I am kind of happy to get the mask out of the way early. Like, it is pretty annoying if you can get a Callisto online pretty fast.
Sure.
So I think I'm like kind of okay with this trade. Definitely not great that I don't get to keep an arsenal, but we still have the gold to kind of bail us out. So
And I'm just sort of hoping for a little bit of a high roll, but also
Yeah.
a lot of my disruption doesn't really rely on the clave so much, so I'm thinking that I'm okay, and I just really didn't want to leak 7 damage. So.
makes sense. But you will take 2 here,
Yep.
right? Okay.
Down to 38,
That's
not
some damage
bad,
on the
turn
board.
1.
And I do get to take a little peek at your
Oh,
hand.
yep, you
Boy.
sure do. So I have 2 Saber Bloodsheds.
Terrifying. That's a good start.
Yeah, that's why I ended up keeping it, because I knew the King Kraken couldn't hit, or King Shark, and so I figured these 2 would be of some use.
So I'm going to go ahead and bottom first to the inertia, and then I'll put the pitch on the bottom after that. But then I'll go ahead and just draw a fresh 4 here and pass it back to you.
Sounds good. So one kind of drawback here, and I'll draw up with you, is that I have basically no hero text, because once Trapdoor does the whole trap thing, there's no text left.
Yep.
So I will go up to 1 on Tunic.
Go ahead and give you your inertia back.
Sweet. And we're gonna go Saber Bloodshed here, and this says that my next dagger attack gets +4, and the first time I attack or hit a marked hero, I draw a card.
Yep.
And then I'm thinking, you'll see in a second here, I did not draw blue. So
Oh, no.
that's
A little awkward.
yeah, it makes it awkward. I think what we'll do here is start with pain in the backside.
Okay.
So this is a 0 for 3 go again, a head jab, but on hit, a dagger will hit, which will trigger the Saber Bloodshed.
Makes sense.
So I'm floating my +4 dagger, so Aurora knows that's coming eventually, but basically this must be blocked, otherwise I will draw the card.
Now here's a question. If the pain in the backside hits, does it remove the mark, or does that...
It will, so it'll remove it, I'll draw a card, and then it'll reapply because I'm choosing clave.
Oh,
to hit.
right. Okay, I see. Gotcha. Makes sense. I think I am supposed to probably respect this, given that my hand's a little bit on the weaker side. So I think I'll go ahead and just give you a nice little 3 here.
Sounds good. And then, unfortunately, hate to see it, T-Toxin and a Saber Bloodshed pitched for a clave.
Oh, yeah.
Coming in for 5.
Okay. So this isn't too bad for me. I think I'm just going to take a little bit of a turn to kind of keep the tempo here, kind of reset, and just kind of set a good arsenal, because you are running a lot of defensive tools in this deck. So if I take off turns, it makes a lot more sense to just kind of like, if you have like a lot of defensive tools, if I take an off turn, then you can get punished if you draw a hand of D-reacts, and then you can't present damage, right? So I'm going to go ahead and give you 5 here with the Codex, which pains me a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
fair. Well, I'm going to try to flick and maybe get the boots up collected here, but we'll see how that goes. So this is threatening to basically draw a card. I guess I should explain the clave as well. It's just a dagger for 1 with piercing, but on hit mark. So we'll lose the mark, get the Saber Bloodshed draw, and then we will remark if it hits.
Yeah, this is kind of tempting to give you my boots here, but is a card draw worth it? That's
Yeah,
the question.
often the thing is Saber Bloodshed is often a card people are very scared of, but
Yeah.
you often will draw a reaction, and then
Yeah.
it's okay, ours will pass, right?
Yeah.
So it's sometimes worth a gamble, sometimes not, because if I hit a Codex here, that could be devastating. Although I don't have the Leave No yet, so it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
you just have to kind of run through like what could I draw and are you scared of it, I guess.
Yeah, let's take a look at your graveyard
Sure.
real quick. I don't think there's too much I'm actually really scared of. You're basically just gonna get a ponder token here.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm gonna actually just let you have it here.
Okay, sure.
No boots. Go ahead and take the 1.
Yep, take the 1. So you'll lose mark,
Yeah.
reapply, and then draw a card off the Savor Bloodshed. And wouldn't you know it, it is a card I will keep to
Yeah.
Arsenal pass here. So
Makes sense.
this dagger's dead from the Flick Knives. This one will come back to me, and we'll move to end here. And on end, I will become regular Marionette once more.
Makes sense.
Arsenal this card, order a pitch deck that likely doesn't matter, and back to you.
Yep. On my turn, I'm just gonna uptick my tunic and just take a little bit of a break here. Pass it back to you.
All right. So I'm
Unless you have
gonna-
anything on my end.
I likely don't. I do not.
Okay. Sounds good.
So now I am hunting desperately to get a Calicera,
Oh yeah.
but we have a decent turn so far, so we're gonna go ahead and play that. So you are marked, which is nice for me. So base Mario has honestly one of the best abilities out of the whole crew. Base Marionette says that if you're marked, my attack actions with stealth get +1, and then on hit, they get go again.
That's pretty good.
So just the +1 makes everything a little more awkward to block, makes all your 0 for 3s kind of have to be de-reacted, and just a little more awkward on the math, and then the go again can be huge. So we'll take advantage of that right away with a Mark of the Black Widow.
Pretty good one.
This is on hit, banish a card from your hand if you're marked, which you happen to be, and on hit, go again for Mario.
It's pretty good, and you have a full grip here, so looking at potentially a lot more damage over the top here. Oh, don't forget your tunic, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Homie stock right there.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, so 4 is pretty scary here, but I feel like you probably have some way to punish me for this. So I'm gonna actually just go ahead and take the damage here, unless you have any reactions here.
Do have a reaction, I think. So I'm gonna play Stains of the Red back just to pump it up to 3 and give it the go again by itself.
Makes sense to me.
So we'll be at 7, go again, on hit banish.
Yep. Seems pretty good.
So I'll happily let you take 7 unless you got something.
No reactions on my side, so I'll go ahead and take the 7. Now I just got to think on what card I'm banishing here. I kind of figured you did have some kind of reaction there because it seems very suspect to just send 4 at the start of the turn. But as for the banish, it's a little tricky because I do want to try to keep most of this hand. I do have kind of like 2 options here. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of a safer line and just banish this Premeditate. Doesn't block particularly well in this hand, and I feel like you might have some kind of follow-up here, so I'm just playing a little bit careful.
That makes sense. And that is sort of the drawback of the Mark of the Black Widow. You'll lose your mark there too. Is that the opponent gets to choose. New and older assassins got a lot more like, you know, chosen disruption.
Yep.
But Mario kind of lets the opponent do it. So I'm just gonna follow up with a Clave. We'll float 1 here, and it's gonna be 1 on hit mark.
Okay. You got 2 cards left in hand, so could be anything here. But I think, again, I'm just supposed to say no blocks here, so I'll go ahead and pass
Pass
to
it
you.
over. I'll do a Scar Tissue just to pump it up to 4, get a little more damage in there.
Makes sense to me.
Sorry, yep, 4, and reapply that mark.
Okay, sounds good. So that'll put me to 28, and then you'll...
Mark, we'll close the chain here,
Sounds good.
and then we'll get a flip. We're gonna hope for a 3, or we can hope for the Orb Weaver and pray that the Disruption Aurora's hand is not kill, non-attack actions.
Yeah, hopefully not.
So end turn here, and then I will roll a dice. Black Widow, not bad, but also not great. So Black Widow says that I can discard an assassin card, give an assassin attack +3. If it has stealth, when it hits a hero, they banish a card. So it's very much like the Mark of the Black Widow, but generally you want to have your tunic up, which will be a thing, but you also want a Calicera on these Black Widow turns. So I may be hurting a bit. We'll see what we draw. And over to you if you're ready.
All right, I am ready. Go ahead and tunic to 3 here. And then I'll do a nice little funny pitch of pitching a red, yellow, and a blue to activate the Hammerhead. Conveniently floating 2 here for a Codex of Frailty.
Not bad.
So yeah, Codex Frailty, pretty good card in this matchup because the Frailty token is pretty annoying for you, and then also just good value on my end.
So yeah, Codex of Frailty is going to give me a Frailty, Aurora a Ponder, and then...
I'll go ahead and choose the only target in my graveyard, which is this King Shark Harpoon.
Yeah, we both take an action from our graveyards and put it into our arsenal. Unfortunately, my arsenal's full, so I will not be able to do that. But you get your king shark back,
Yep, so this is coming in for 10 overpower.
which is pretty good. And this one's looking for attack actions, right?
Yep, this is the same one as before.
So I'm gonna probably have to block this out because I don't have a great turn here. So we just need to find a way to make this even. We have this. So I don't love this, but the overpower makes you block pretty weird in this deck sometimes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and block 6 total here, and I have a reaction in hand. So this gets around the overpower because this is an attack reaction, and then this blocks for 2. So we have 6 block here.
Yep.
And then I'll go ahead and use Shelter from the Storm from my arsenal. So we're covering up 10 on 10 here. Get to keep my 1 attack action for the turn.
Looks pretty clean to me. All right, I'll go ahead and just clean up here, pass back to you, and then ponder.
Sounds
So
good.
hoping for something good. It's not bad. Go ahead and just arsenal that for now.
Sweet. So on my turn, I unblock Widow, but I'm not going to be able to make great use of it. So I will tick up my Tunic to 3. The one thing we will get to do, though, is I'm going to play Whittle from Bone, and when this attacks a marked hero, equip the Graphene Calycera token. So
Pretty solid.
that's why I didn't really want that Harpoon to hit and gave up tempo, because I had a way to make that Calycera, and I only have 4 or 5 in decks, so it's like, yeah, I might as well try to keep it where I can. So
Well, now the question is, are you going to discard that last card to
make
the
you
Black
banish,
Widow?
yeah.
It's
Because this
pretty
is Black Widow-able because it's stealth, so.
Yeah, it's true. And the question then is, do I care about that? I think I kind of do, but I don't know if I can stop it necessarily. Okay, I think unfortunately I can't really afford to block 4 super efficiently on this, so I will go ahead and just pass reacts to you.
And that's a tough decision for me, because I want to keep this card for a better turn, but I can't really pass up on the disruption. But I have to think to myself, like, how much am I actually disrupting Marlynn by 1 card minus? But if it's a hand of like full pumps and a 3 oak, it's a great turn to use it on, because I'm potentially saving like 4 damage. So I just have to think, like, is this card worth the disruption? And I think I'm gonna get flamed for this one on YouTube, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna discard Tarantula Toxin, which sucks to see, but you know, Marlynn's never really blocking that much,
Not
so it's
really,
like
no.
you don't often get the 6 value out of this anyway, and
Yeah.
I can't really pass up having a Black Widow, so I'm gonna
Makes sense.
discard and give this +3, so it goes up to 4. No go again still, and then on hit you banish a card of your choice.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take the 4 damage here. So we'll go ahead and figure out a card to banish here. A couple of different lines I can kind of take with this hand, but it is a little bit insulated against just on hit discard, so I'm kind of okay with this. Let's go ahead and banish a catch of the day here.
Okay, cool. And that's not bad to lose, because that would be 2, possibly 2 extra, another card from my hand, so
Yeah.
not too sad to see that. You'll lose the mark on hit as well, so take that back, and then I'll close the chain here. Move to end, we have 2 triggers, unless you have something on my end. So we'll lose the frailty back to you, and then I will become regular Mario once again. And then I'll
Alright.
pass to you.
Sounds good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the turn out with a gold the tip here.
Sure.
Gold the tip will not have any text, it's just a +3 buff here. But then I'm going to seafloor salvage. So I'm gonna take a look. I don't know if you have any yellows yet, but we'll see. I don't think so.
So that lets you flip a card, and if it's
Yeah.
yellow, you make a gold?
Yeah, so if it's yellow, I make a gold. So I unfortunately have all the yellows this game, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn over this trophy shot.
Nice. You can sometimes punish a Mario by flipping claves, but I have 1 equipped, and you really only need 1 anyway, so...
Cool. So we'll go ahead and go up to 2 golds here. So now this is where the turn gets a little bit risky. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Marlynn.
Sure.
So we'll go to 1 gold now. Go ahead and grab a Goldfin Harpoon to my hand. And then we're going to crack a gold. So we're going to go to no golds, and then we're going to try to draw a card here.
All right.
So looking for a blue ideally off the top, but there are some okay fail states here. And unfortunately, okay, we did blue, but it's not actually that bad.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and play out this Goldfin Harpoon here. I'll play out a Cheating Scoundrel as well.
Nice.
So we have 2 buffs over here.
So the Cheating Scoundrel lets you, gives +3, and then you're wagering on your next attack, so you'll
Yep.
be getting a gold if you hit. Okay.
Makes sense. We have made a gold this turn, so I can activate Hook as well. And then we did not draw the yellow, unfortunately, but I can use, or we didn't draw the blue, unfortunately, but I didn't, I can use the yellow plus Tunic here to actually pay for the 4 here for Hammerhead, basically.
Ah, nice. And then the Goldfin itself costs 0, so perfect.
Yep. So coming in for 12 overpower.
12 overpower, and our different on-hits are the wagering a gold. The hook says that you also get a gold.
Yep.
But if you hadn't made one and I block it out, the hook blows up. But you're safe from that. And then this one doesn't have any on-hits?
No on-hits. Yep. Just 12 overpower, on-hit 2 golds.
And I have to weigh here how good my hand really is. Am I pushing enough damage to take 12? Because that puts us back into contention. Thing is, I'm not blocking much anyway. Because of the overpower, unless I want to give up a bunch of good reactions. So now it's sort of like, am I converting the whole hand? And if I am, I probably just keep it. If I'm not, then I want to block with a card just so that things are even. Because there's no real use in keeping a card here. None of these arsenal that well in my plan. Yeah, just did the whole spiel about not converting the hand, but one of the interesting things about Mario is you often take somewhat suboptimal lines just to get the disruption or what you're trying to do across. So I think I'm going to take the risk here. I built enough of a life lead that I really don't want to lose tempo here, so I'm just going to go ahead and take 12.
Okay, seems reasonable. I am definitely scared at this point because 4-card Marionette hands tend to be pretty good, but we do get 2 gold on the back end, so I'm at least happy to kind of get some gold generation flow in this game. Go ahead and bottom these and pass back to you.
Sweet, sounds good. And there was a consideration if I could have blocked there, it might have been nice just to sort of shore up the fact that you have no gold and then pray that you sort of brick, but wasn't going to happen with the sand, so it's like, I just had to deal with it. So on this turn, you're not marked yet, so we're going to try to change that. Coming in with the clave just for 1, try to remark you here.
Okay, and my general policy in this matchup is to never try to block clave unless there's a very good reason to, so I'm going to go and just say no blocks here.
No blocks is fine with me. We'll let you take the 1 and get the mark.
Okay, sounds good. I'm remarked. Very scary.
So we'll close the chain here because we need to play a non-attack action. We'll play this Orb Weaver Spinneret. It would make a Calicera, but I'm full on slots. But it does give my next stealth attack +3.
That's pretty good.
And then we'll come in with Kiss of Death, Marionette's most scary card, I think. Although maybe not in this matchup really, because you're doing as much damage as me.
Yeah.
But it's 7 on hit go again from Marionette, so 3 and 3, the +1 from Mario, and we have 7 coming in on hit, lose 1 life.
Very scary. So I do want to try to deny the go again. That being said, I also do not want to try to block this because of Tarantula Toxin.
Right.
If I look at your graveyard, I don't think you've seen a Leave No Witnesses yet.
I have not.
Okay, so your Codex might not actually be that good if you decide to play it, because you might actually give me an arrow back, and then I get to potentially block whatever you send.
Not only that, but the Codex makes it hard to flick often, so you have to like Calicera first, and then you'd be losing your mark. So the go again makes it a little tough as well. Of course, I have Tunic, so I could Clave here.
Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. All right, I think I'm gonna follow my Marionette instincts here and just say no blocks on 7.
I have no reactions. You can take 8 total with the on hit. You'll lose the mark.
Good to me.
We will get the go again off Marionette, and then we'll think for a second. I think we'll go ahead and pop our Tunic here, go to... do I pop the Tunic or do I just spend this card? Because Tunic can be so useful on those like Black Widow turns. Anytime you need to pay for Calicera, basically. So it's risky to pop, and I'm probably only getting 1 more activation, maybe?
Yeah.
So it's tough to think about, but I really want to end the turn with you marked. So we're gonna try to pop Tunic, go to 2,
spend that 2 on a clave.
Coming in with the clave just for 1, try to remark you here.
Huh?
Okay.
So we'll come in for 1 go again on hit remark.
Okay. Now this one's a little bit interesting because you do have 1 last card in hand. So I'm kind of tempted to almost block here.
Just to deny the flip?
Just to deny the flip. Flip is pretty powerful, and I do have a card that I do want to block with at some point this turn. So I'm kind of tempted to just give you the Sunken Treasure here.
Sure.
Just go up to 3 gold, turn
Sounds
over
good.
one of my yellows here.
Cool. And then in the reactions, we'll do the obvious thing of using flick knives to flick our dagger, named Kiss of Death, which is a strange interaction, but basically just poking through 2 more damage.
Now the question is, do I want to give a Boots of Ominous Sword? It is juicy to block 2 on my Boots slot, but in general, I try to save it for the Hunter's Glaive. I think the longer that I keep these around, the more it's going to be annoying for you to play around it.
Sure.
So I think I'm just going to try to get you to play around it for most of the game and
Yeah,
then take 2
makes
here.
sense to me. And then with my go again, I'll close the chain here.
Yep.
And I'm glad I kept this card. I almost blocked with it, but this was sort of the fail state I was thinking that might happen. So we have
Nice.
Relentless Pursuit just to mark the opposing hero. And then if I've attacked this turn, which I have, I'll put this on the bottom of my deck, which
Okay.
is irrelevant in this matchup, but
Yeah.
it can come up in fatigues.
So you will get the flip here, which is really nice for you.
Exactly. So I'm gonna move to end here.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and roll. 6 is not bad. Presumably you have some sort of nasty arrow coming my way, so I'll become Trapdoor once again. I will choose on the trigger to banish a card face down, and while I'm at it, I'm gonna fix my deck.
Yep, go for it.
All right, so we'll banish this card face down if it's a trap, wink
Yep.
wink. I can play it next turn, but only next turn, which is interesting. So I've actually had people in warrior matchups or other assassin matchups just say pass because they don't want the inertia or whatever
Yeah.
that comes their way. So
Fair
they just
enough.
sort of like cycle out, maybe dagger for 1, dagger for 2, swing a sword, and then pass on.
Yeah, Trapdoor is definitely very powerful in this matchup.
Extremely, since the limited blocking potential of like I have to have reactions, which I really don't want to block with, it's like
Yeah,
my way to
generally.
leak damage, right? So the traps come in big. We can also think about blocking with Tunic now too, because we're likely not getting a second, but I'd have to think about it. It kind of depends on the situation.
Yeah.
So we'll pass to you, and whenever you're ready.
Alright, sounds good. I'll put my Tunic to 1. Hope to see if I can get another Tunic counter in this game. We'll see. But I will go ahead and start by tapping Marlynn here to go ahead and make a Goldfin Harpoon to hand.
Sure.
Then we'll do our neat little trick of playing Portside Exchange to just
Nice.
discard the Goldfin Harpoon to keep us at the same amount of gold. So I start at 3, I'll stay at 3 basically. And I'll go ahead and draw a card, which will also help us kind of load here. So unfortunately, didn't draw the card I was quite looking for here, but that's okay. That is sometimes how the deck works. Let's go and see if I can kind of gamble on a little bit of gold here. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack a gold here with a yellow. So ideally looking for just a blue or some other kind of value card here. The deck is not cooperating. That's okay. This still actually is maybe not that bad, especially on just a inertia trap turn. So sending overpower is probably not going to actually matter all that much here.
Sure.
But we will actually load the Redfin Harpoon off this kind of gold,
Okay.
just so we can send 4 here. And then I think I'm actually just going to slap a pre-med on it, just make it a little bit more of a annoying on hits.
Sure.
And then we will follow up with a non-overpowered Harpoon coming in for 7 with the pre-med effect. Oh, and I guess I will actually hook this as well since we've made the gold as well.
So hook on hit gold, pre-med is on hit anything or just +3?
Just Ponder token.
Okay. And then the red fin's looking for red cards out of my hand?
Yep, just reds.
Interesting. So
So-
I don't want that to come in. So this is for 7.
Yep.
Cool. So we'll think for a second because it is slightly awkward. Like I have the trap, obviously. Although, maybe it's a mistake on my part. It's not actually an inertia trap.
Oh, no.
It's much worse.
Yeah.
But we'll say no blocks here and go to reactions.
Over to you.
So we'll block with a shelter first, so
Okay.
just 4, and then it's actually Den of the Spider, which
Okay.
would trigger, but you're already marked, so not a big deal. 7 on 7.
Okay, looks good to me. So I'll go ahead and just pass back to you. No hit there.
And my thought was I usually bring 2 traps always, 1 to fetch and 1 to draw.
Yeah.
Sometimes more if it's like a real aggro-y matchup, but
Yeah.
this one you need to send damage back, so I only brought the 2. And I thought that if I drew the Den of the Spider, it might just be nice to get a mark.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Maybe 2 inertia traps better, but it didn't come up there.
Yeah.
And maybe just the thought of the
Yeah.
inertia trap is
Trap
enough,
also
right?
scary, yeah.
Cool. So on my turn, I'm gonna go up on Tunic here. I'm not looking at the best set of cards, but you are marked, which is nice. So I think we're just gonna cosplay Ira a little bit. We're gonna go 1 go again.
And this is starting to get to a scary point because I do not have many life points left at this stage. But I don't think we can necessarily afford to start blocking now. So I will go ahead and pass reactions to you.
I've got nothing.
Okay, I will go ahead and take the 1 here.
Lose the mark, which is sort of
Oh,
relevant.
sorry, I think it's, or sorry, it's just 1 because you're trapdoor.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it kind of stinks because I'm not base Mario here, but the trap was so powerful last turn. And pitching away under the trapdoor is a bit sketchy here, because I would really like to bring that inertia trap back, but my hand is decent enough to try to convert, so we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go pain in the backside. 3 go again, on hit, dagger hits, and the clay will likely be the one hitting here to get that mark.
Makes sense. I think I'll go ahead and just give you 3 block here.
Cool. So picking up a card is not bad for me. We'll just come in with 1 go again, try to get that mark.
The mark is pretty good here, but the nice part is you're at least not flipping this turn.
Right, so I'm just going back to Brood.
I'll go ahead and say no blocks on this one.
No reactions.
All right, take 1 and getting in the danger zone.
All right, so we'll pass the mark there. We'll close the chain. We'll move to end. We'll return to Brood. We'll be base Mario once again. And I will pass to you.
All right, sounds good. So I'm going to try to make a little bit of a pivot here. Just try to go on offense a little bit, but I'll go ahead and tunic counter first. And then we're going to do the same trick as before, where I'm going to activate Marlynn, tunic a Goldfin Harpoon to hand. And then we are going to immediately discard that Goldfin Harpoon
Sure.
to get our load. So I'll go ahead and discard it, go back up to 2 gold here, and draw a card. And that's the card we're finally looking for. All right.
Sweet.
So we'll go ahead and load the King Kraken.
Ooh. And this one looks for
Non-attack action.
non-attack actions.
Which are
That's really good.
A little bit more relevant to you than the attack actions, but
Sure.
you still run a decent mix. And then since we've made a gold this turn, our hook is free. So you get to Hammerhead now as well. Floating 2, and then just come in for a nice clean 10 overpower.
Yeah, so I was a little punished by discarding or pitching that card, but I really couldn't take the off turn. So I think I did all right because, like you said, there's sort of like a danger zone with Mario because there's always the threat of like double to the point death.
Yep.
So getting you lower and lower is sort of the right play, but it does stink a little bit. What transpired here because my 1 action is my best pitch card and also my scariest card for you. So
Yeah,
I'll just go ahead and lay it out while I talk about the rest of it. So I have a Codex of Frailty in
that's a
hand.
pretty good one, yeah.
It is, but the thing about the Codex of Frailty is I don't have the Leave now, which is probably the best card to have for Marlynn because it hits that arsenal. And giving you an arrow back without much of a plan other than damage actually might not be that smart. So I think it's okay to give you this, and this is my only action I can block with, but let me think if I'm going to give you any of these reactions just to shore up a little damage. And the fact that my tunic's only at 2 changes this turn a little bit as well, so I think I'm going to give you this as well.
Okay.
Just to shore up a little damage, we're going to give you the decision. So we're blocking 5 on 10, move to take 5.
Yep, sounds good to me. Catching up a little bit here.
So I have a Meat Madness and a Stains of the Redback, which is unfortunately super face up,
Yeah.
but it will at least sort of threaten to maybe get a
Yeah.
card.
Makes sense, makes sense. So I'll go ahead and make a 3rd gold here from
Sure.
Hook, and then you can keep those. Then I will move and pass to end here.
Sounds good to me. Let's go Tunic up here for me. And then we've got the Mario Mark ability here, so the stealth attack can come in for +1. But unfortunately, it's a little face up, but I don't know if we quite care. The unfortunate thing, too, about Meat Madness is only one of them is relevant at the
Yeah.
moment, right? So Meat Madness says that when this hits a hero, I choose one at random, which is either you banish from your hand, your arsenal, or your deck. And we roll a d6 for that. So often people just sort of roll the dice, and it could be bad, it could be fine. So this is going to come in for 4.
Yeah.
On hit, go again from Mario. And you know I have the pump go
+3,
again. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to hope that you don't hit the 1 out of 3 here. I'm going to try to make a little bit more gold
Sure.
and just get our value because I need to pad the life total just a little bit. I'll
makes
go ahead
sense.
and turn over. I guess I can turn over your codex.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense.
Kind of make it a little easier here. So I'll go to 4 golds. And then I'm currently leaking 1 over the top, but I assume you're going to.
Yeah, it's a good question because the go again is so relevant in Mario. It's like, do I want to give you that if you're going to just be taking the damage? Because what I really care about here is the possible disruption. But then again, we talked a little bit about the danger zone, and getting you 4 points closer to the red is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
So I think it's one of those like, that's what I love about the game of Flesh and Blood is like you have these like sort of risk and reward. And I'm sitting in a 3-card Marlynn hand, which presumably is like scary, but it's not going to kill me, right? So as long as I can get out of this, maybe this card is better in the next hand, right? But if I leak damage, maybe it's better too, because the next 4 cards I could draw are even better, maybe. And the tough thing, I think, even more about Marlynn is like some of the aggro decks, you walk each other down, you get more halfway through the deck. I've seen like 20% of my cards, so I can't even really predict what I'm going to get at this point.
Yeah, makes sense.
The other thing too is the Stains the Redback that's in my hand that you saw earlier is only free if you're marked.
Yeah.
So if I send it next turn, I may not end up being free. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and commit it here. So we'll turn this into 7 go again.
Yep. So you're currently, I'm currently taking 4 over the top, which is not that scary because I go to 7. But the next turns could be make or break for this. And then I also need to win this gamble, hopefully. So we'll go ahead and take the 4.
We'll let you decide your own fate. 1 and 2 are the ones you care about. The other ones are irrelevant.
All right. I'm going to need a good roll here. Oh,
all right,
okay.
So off the top, we'll banish a card.
It will be I have a video.
Ooh,
Expensive one.
Yeah, I mean, probably not one you care to lose, though, in this matchup, since it doesn't block, but we'll close the chain there.
Not too bad.
You'll lose mark on the hit as well, so I don't get a flip this turn. And then move to end.
Yep,
Pass.
sounds good to me. All right, so this will be the turn that hopefully I'm going to try to make some progress here. It's going to involve cracking a lot of gold to start us out with here, though, so let's go ahead and start working through our pile here. We'll go to 3 gold, draw a card. We're looking for some good draws off the top. That is a good start, though. I'm going to go ahead and pitch another blue here. Nice. Do the classic Marlynn trick of converting 3 gold, or potentially 2 gold here, into an extra kind of card, which is really cool. So we'll go to 2 here, draw 1 more card.
And all the, well, I guess Marlynn and Gravy both do this very well, and people often be like, well, Marlynn high-rolled me, or Gravy high-rolled me. Often what it is like, you let them get too much gold, and then the end game is sort of inevitable, right? Like, they can just draw what they want.
So I get to actually kind of showcase one of Marlynn's strengths here, which is using the combination of Tunic and then like 2, or like 1 blue basically to get basically a full card drawn. So we actually drew a King Shark here, which is really nice. So I'm basically going to just use 2 gold in my Tunic here to activate Hammerhead. So this will put us back to 2. We'll go ahead and play out a Cheating Scoundrel. And now the question is whether or not I want to gamble on the hook here, because I have not made a gold. And I think that I'm so far behind this game that I kind of just need to throw some disruption. It's not really disruption, but maybe it forces you to block or give up tempo, which is kind of valuable. Sure. So I'm going to go ahead and try to send in for 13 overpower.
And what's this one checking for?
This is looking for attack actions, which again, you may or may not care about, but it is at least a relevant on hit.
So I do care here. You're also going to get a lot of info out of me on this block, but because you will look at my hand, but I don't think I have a choice. So the overpower is really good here. I'm stuck with 4 actions in my hand. So we're going to block 3.
Yep, makes
Move
sense.
to take 10.
Sounds good to me.
I'll let you see the hand here, and you'll get a lot of info out of this. So we have a Codex of Frailty, Whittle from Bone, Pain in the Backside, and then the Leave Note that I blocked with. Okay. So
this is
your
a scary
choice.
Hand.
Yeah, definitely scary, but you getting to know how to block it, I think, helps a lot.
It does, and it also kind of depends very strongly on what's in that arsenal. So I'm actually going to go, I'm going to go to 4 gold here before we let the King Shark resolve. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But I will go up to a 5 gold from the King Shark once I take one of these 2 here. So now the question is, which one do I take? I've actually been in this scenario a lot with Marionette, where I have the choice between like a red like Pain in the Backside and a blue like Whittle from the Bone. And generally, my policy is to try to take the blue or the resource card, because that lets you actually play out your attack reactions. If I give you this and you have like put to the point in arsenal or something like that, it makes it a lot harder for you to actually kind of play that out. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Whittle here.
Yeah, it's super interesting too, because I kind of just assumed you take the Pain in the Backside because it's straight damage, but this, now that I'm thinking about it, makes a lot of sense because I'm stuck with... The other really relevant thing is you're not marked, so I can't just Calycera and get the go again.
So
interesting.
Gonna make it a little bit tough for you, and then we've evened out the life totals a little bit. I got a nice stack of gold here, so I'm not in this quite yet, but I'm not out of it just yet.
Definitely not out of it. All right, cool. So we'll go Tunic up to 3 here. And I have options. I mean, the Codex is the obvious play, but again, you cannot just blindly Codex. I think when I started Codex of Frailty was I started in the Hunted timeline. Everybody called this like the Boogieman card, right?
Yeah.
Like it was so good, but I think there's so many power cards in the game now that you have to be very careful when you play your codexes because you can't just give them something good, right? Like the number of times I've lost like a Verdance game, it's like Codex of Frailty, and they're like felling. Yeah, and just walk it out, send the felling, and you get really punished. So I have to watch that, and I have to imagine that you also are aware of that. So I think I need to play around that, and I think the best way to do that is actually just pitching it. I would like to play it, but again, the arsenal here is good. So we're gonna pitch to Clave. So one go again, on hit mark.
Alright, this is starting to get scary. So I know about the pain in the backside, and I know you have one mystery card in Arsenal here. And I'm getting very low at this point. I don't know if you have another Codex in Arsenal, perhaps. If you did, that would be kind of scary. We'd have to change the spell a lot. So there's a lot to think about. Like, there's nothing super easy to play around here, but I think more likely than not, you typically tend to have some kind of attack reaction or something in Arsenal here. So I think what I'm going to do is try to cash in maybe a little bit of this armor block here.
Makes sense.
Because the hand I have is, like, not too bad. It's actually kind of funny which combination I want to use here. Because the boots, if you don't end up giving any flick this turn or something, then the boots are obviously still kind of end up being useful a little bit later on. I think what I'm actually going to do is do a little bit of kind of a greedy block here and kind of give you 2 block with the hook in the tunic.
Sure. And that piercing makes the dagger go up to 2, but then you'll cover it out flat. And I think that makes sense. So saving the boots for maybe a more impactful turn, because if I don't flick, like you said, then you sort of get punished here. So I'll go ahead and say that's good.
Yep.
And we'll go on to the next chain of pain in the backside, 3 go again, on hit, dagger hit.
All right, makes sense. And now I'm kind of almost concerned you do have a Codex or something here. That would be kind of scary. But I still will have to kind of give you the yellowfin, I think.
Sure, makes sense. And then the question is, do I care about 1 point of damage? Because I can pop Tunic to send 1, but all it is 1 damage. And is that enough to care? Because the Tunic can be so impactful. And I think I will, just in case I want to block with it. So I'm going to pop the Tunic, that'll make a mana, but I'll immediately spend it to send the Graphene Calicera for 1. No on hit, no go again.
Just for 1.
Just for 1.
Alright. I still have these Boots of Omnis War that I've been sitting on forever. I don't know if they're annoying for you, but I feel safe when I have them, so maybe it's fine. I don't think I can afford to block. This is a no blocking deck.
Sure.
So I will pass on 1.
1 is good.
Alright, go down to 6.
So
Terrifying.
I will close chain here,
Yep.
move to N, pass to you if you're ready.
My Tunic will be gone, but I will get this nice little counter on the hook.
And 11 is the danger zone for me as well. So we are getting down to the end game here.
Alright, well now we have a very fun Marlynn turn to kind of start us off here. So I get to actually play out one of Marlynn's power cards here, which we've not really seen to great effect this game yet, but I have the utmost hope for this one. So I'm going to go and make a Goldfin to hand to kind of have some fodder for this, but I'm going to play out the Big Game Trophy Shot.
Ooh, nice.
One of my favorite cards in the deck. It does basically everything you want and more, so it gives you card draw, it gives you a +4 buff, it gives you gold generation, just does all the things. I'm going to go ahead and discard that Goldfin Harpoon to kind of pay the cost of the discard. Or I guess we draw the card first, but I'm more likely not going to discard this. Okay, and that is an interesting draw. Okay, so we'll go ahead and discard the Goldfin here. So that will hopefully kind of pay for the cost of this trophy shot. Now the question is, what do I do with this draw off the top? And we have seen a lot of arrows this game, so I'm a little concerned about just blind firing this off. I'm gonna actually, all right, we're gonna go for it here. I'm gonna play out this
all right, 3 oak it is.
3 oak.
Number 2.
One of the better cards in the deck, but we'll go ahead and draw.
That creates 3 Marlynn triggers, not that it matters. You can only load 1 since no New Horizon. Although I have seen some aggro Marlyns lately on Talishar with New Horizon and...
Yeah. New Horizon's not bad in some matchups. It's I have it in my sideboard.
Oh, interesting.
It's for kind of slower matchups generally.
Cool.
Not this one. Let's go ahead. So I do actually find the arrow here, but the question is this particular arrow good enough here? Because you do have a full grip, and I almost want to see if I can just try to find anything that's a little bit more impactful. So I'm going to decline the Marlynn triggers for now.
Okay.
And then let's go through a little bit of our gold here.
Sure.
Try to see if we can find maybe a slightly more impactful arrow. So I'm going to grab one of these. All right, go to 1 resource, draw a card. Not quite what we're looking to find yet, but we still have a little bit of room here. So I'll go ahead and pitch another blue here, go to 2 resources and 2 gold to draw 1 more card here.
Starting to get nervous.
Okay, and that's, like, we kind of bricked on this, but it's, like, not actually that bad because we still have that yellowfin that we kind of drew initially. And then what I can do here is actually pitch a red and a Taya, so if you have any Myriacs in hand,
nice. Okay.
that actually kind of gets a little annoying for you. And then I'm going to hook this because I'm betting that this is going to hit, or at least that you don't care about the yellowfin, maybe. And I'm going to try to send in 12 overpower here.
12 is rough because I'm starting to get low, but I think we'll be okay here. So I'm going to give you, I should do the right thing and double, triple tech. Taking 8 puts me down pretty low, but I'm pretty confident in this hand. So I think we're okay with this. Well, we're sort of betting on. So you're going to see the hand regardless.
Yeah.
I'll put it out just to explain it to everybody. So we have the T-Toxin, the Kiss of Death, which is the incredible combo, and then we have Leave Note and Mark of the Black Widow. Both of these block 3, and the question is, which one does Marlynn care more about? I'm just assuming that you're going to be arsenaling that card, so my initial thought was Leave Note. But then I was like thinking about it a little more. I was like, well, maybe like getting the resource or like one of the pumps out of the hand is actually better. So maybe I should block with the Leave Note. I mean, they're both fine, I think. I don't. And we're also like just assuming that I get the go again, which is going to be kind of hard with those boots sitting around. So I think you made the right call, keeping them as long as you did. So it's kind of tough which one I'm giving you here. So if you just say no arsenal.
Yeah.
Which is very possible because you said the arrow wasn't quite good enough, so...
Yeah. Could have another card. This card over here, maybe 1 arsenal, maybe don't.
Yeah, that's the tough
It's a
thing,
little
right?
tough, yeah.
So I think we probably go with the guaranteed disruption, so I'm glad I took a second to think about that. We'll block 4 here.
Okay, so taking 8 in total. Okay, sounds good to me. So I will go ahead and make 2 gold here, 1 from the trophy shot and 1 from the hook itself, so go back up to a nice, healthy 4 gold. And I'm staring down a Kiss of Death and a Tarantula Toxin, which I'm not excited about next turn.
Yeah.
But I actually maybe can deal with that.
Okay.
We'll see.
Sounds good.
I'll do my best here for the Marlynn fans at home. I will actually arsenal this card, and then I'll go ahead and pass it back to you.
Cool. An interesting thing too was like if you see the Leave Note, you could just choose not to arsenal. So it's like doesn't matter. So right off the rip, we're just gonna send the Kiss of Death, and we're gonna pray we can somehow figure out a go again. But 3. Currently.
Right. So this is a very exciting turn. So I think I'm gonna try to block this, which is not fun because I kind of have to, otherwise I die.
Sure.
So I think what I'm gonna be doing here is nearly giving you the full hand. So I'm gonna give you Gold to Tip, 2 Murderous Ravels, and a Boots of Omnisword. And
just covering up
9.
9. Whew.
And the nice part is if you do try to go for the flick on the Hunter's Glaive, I can at least pop the Boots of Omnisword to kind of prevent that.
That does lose the block though value, I assume?
So it has the 1 block value here, but oh yeah, if you do flick in response, it will lose the block value. That is true.
So I think the Mystery Arsenal finally comes in here. We'll start with Tarantula Toxin.
That's bad.
So we'll go up to 6. It's a dual mode card, although it kind of always gets both.
Yeah.
Choose 1 or both. Target dagger gets +3, or target card defending an attack with stealth gets -3. So we're gonna shred the Murderous Rabble here, -3 on the block, and then we'll play the second one from hand, which is pretty brutal. We'll get the -3 again. We'll go up to 9, and then so you're currently blocking 4, but I will then try to flick to get my go again.
Yep, that will do it. So I'm blocking 4 on 9 currently.
Yes.
Okay, and then if I give you this, then this goes away.
Right.
So I do not believe that there is actually any way to block this here. So I think that is game. Unless,
brutal.
Just a sunken treasure.
So yeah, I guess it would be how much coming through?
Or sorry, yeah, I think it's -6 here, so it's 3 here. So you have
5 coming through.
And then the clave gets me.
Yeah, the clave, and then we go again,
Pretty
and then
good.
yeah. So I had the backup of like popping these if the hit goes through. Yeah, great game.
Good game.
It was close. I mean, you came back almost from the depths
Yeah,
there.
double T-Tox, maybe a little too strong.
Sure. And we were talking about earlier, like the T-Tox is not always relevant in this matchup because you don't block a lot, but if you keep them and they come at the right time, then they become very deadly, right? And I had gotten the one in New York at 11, and I was just sitting on it, I was like, do I use it? Because I could have pushed through the mark there, maybe that was useful, but I was like, you know, if I draw the second, and I did. So I was sort of like rewarded for the greed, but that's kind of how both these decks work a little. You have to like, you look for your power cards, you have the 3 oaks to dig a lot, the gold, and I have sort of the density of attacks that I'm always looking for. But great game.
Good game.
Thanks for coming out. We appreciate it. Go check out their channel, Flesh and Bad. We love their content. Great source of all the decks, especially Marlynn.
Yeah.
And sweet. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Catch you next time, guys.
Yeah, see ya.